This question from 2019 was the series question. It's always number 6. I thought it was a beautiful question. Grading it was very interesting because a lot of students just simply did not follow directions. Okay, so let's take a look at this question. They start off, they give you information in the table for the second, third, and fourth order derivatives. All of these are centered at 0. If you go to the graph, f of 0 is equal to 3. F prime of 0 would be the slope of this tangent line. So you would use the point -1, 5, and you would use the point 1, 1. So that slope is 5 minus 1, or 4, over -1 minus 1, or -2. So it's just -2. So in part A, they ask us to write a third-degree Taylor polynomial. You must read that says polynomial. It's going to terminate. You're not going to have a dot, dot, dot. So third-degree Taylor polynomial equals, you start with f of 0, which is 3, plus f prime of 0 times x minus 0 to the first. Keep in mind, this is third degree. Plus 3, I'm going to the table right here, plus 3 times x squared over 2 factorial minus 23 over 2 times x cubed over 3 factorial. You can leave it like that. There is no incentive for you to make that look any nicer. So go to question B. Write the first 3 non-zero terms. So those are the first 3 non-zero terms of the Maclaurin series for e to the x. So as you know, you're supposed to have these memorized. So e to the x is just equal to 1 plus x squared over 2 factorial. This had to be shown explicitly on your paper somewhere. And you can take a look at my PowerPoint that I made for things you should look out for. Now, we're multiplying this by f of x. It says you want the second degree. So we're going to multiply. We're going to do the distributive property. But we're only going to distribute what is going to give us second degree. So I'm going to take this e to the x, and I'm going to multiply it by what I had in the first part. Okay, I'm going to squeeze it on the left here. So I'm going to have 1 plus x squared over 2 factorial times f of x. 3 minus 2x plus 3x squared over 2 factorial. I don't need the rest because I'm only going to be going up to the second degree. When you distribute, I'm going to distribute the 1 to all of these because that will give me second degree. Then I'm going to distribute the x only to these first 2 terms. And then when I go to distribute this term, I only have to distribute that to the 3. Okay, you unfortunately can't leave this like a hot mess because they want a second degree Taylor polynomial, so they're going to want you to combine like terms. So first, when I distribute the 1, I get 3 minus 2x plus 3x squared over 2 factorial. Now I'm going to distribute the x. Plus 3x minus 2x squared. Then I'm going to distribute the x squared over 2 factorial. So plus 3x squared over 2 factorial. I only have one constant term, so I get 3. The minus 2x and the 3x can be combined. Now, they would be fine if you just wrote plus 3 minus 2x. That's fine. You don't have to actually put just x. Then, for the x squared term, I have this here, this here, this here. So I'm just going to combine the coefficients. So I'm going to have plus 3 over 2 factorial minus 2 plus 3 over 2 factorial times x squared. That is a second degree Taylor polynomial. Move on. Don't spend any unnecessary time on any problem. Let h be the definition. Defined by h of x is the integral from 0 to x of f of t dt. As you know, this is just a dummy variable. Use the Taylor polynomial found in part A to find an approximation for h of 1. So you have to use that polynomial. So the integral from 0 to 1 of 3 minus 2x plus 3x squared over 2 factorial minus 23x cubed over 2 times 3 factorial dx. I can already see that when I integrate these terms, the lower bound is just going to cancel out because all of these terms are going to have at least an x in them. So we get 3x minus x squared plus, this would become x cubed over 3, so that 3 in the front would cancel out, x cubed over 2 factorial minus 23 x to the 4th over 8 times 3 factorial. I multiplied the 4 by the 2. Bounds of integration, as I said, the 0 will cancel because all of the terms have x's in them. So now you're just going to sub in the 1 and stop. Do not simplify. No matter how many times we say this, okay, it seems to be like an impulse. Stop once you sub in the 1. Plus 1 over 2 factorial minus 23 over 8 times 3 factorial. You're not looking to impress anyone. Remember, the people that are doing these questions are already bright. We don't need them to impress us any more than just doing the questions. Okay, looking at question D, they're feeding you specific information. They're telling you about how h of 1 alternates in sign and decreases in absolute value to 0. That, as you know, is the alternating series test, so that means it converges. They're asking you to use the alternating series error bound to show that the approximation found in part C differs from h of 1 by at most 45 hundredths. Okay, there are one of two ways that you can think about this, okay? First off, they wouldn't have given us this information without reason. Okay? So you have to use the first chopped off term. So when you're dealing with this, okay, and they're talking about h of x, the first unused term is 54 over 4 factorial times x to the 4th. So when you're dealing with the first chopped off term, okay, we have to, as you know, we have to integrate this. So when we go to integrate this, 54 times x to the 4th over 4 factorial. So we're going from 0 to 1. So we get 54 x to the 5th over 5 times 4 factorial. Okay, the bounds of integration are 0 to 1. We just need the 1. So that's 54 over 120. Okay, you can reduce that to 9 over 20, which is equal to 45/100. So you have to show that on your paper. And then, because remember, it said that h of x was defined as the integral. Okay, so you need to keep that in mind. So the first chopped off term is going to be the 5th power. That's why you have to integrate. And then you can either say that the error, you can use the word error, is less than or equal to 45/100, or you can write h of 1 minus the 3rd degree Taylor polynomial of 1 is less than or equal to 45/100. Okay, so you have to make sure that you put the word error or that you show the error. You can't do anything with the remainder. I think it's best if you just put the word error, personally. All right, I hope this helped you. Thank you.